Welcome to Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go, everyone's favorite Thirsty Sword Lesbians game on the internet. I thought I was going to sneeze right when we went live, but I said I was going to sneeze, and therefore I didn't. Before we do anything else, my players should introduce themselves. So we'll start with Juicy right beneath me. Please introduce you and your character and pronouns and things, and also one moment from when you were a magical girl when you made the world better.
Yes, okay. So hi, I'm Juicy Garland, Boston area drag queen and super nerd, though tonight I am in pseudo boy mode. Huzzah! I am playing Sunbeam, our solar guardian, and she goes with she, her pronouns. My personal pronouns are whatever the hell, use context clues. My pronouns are your problem. My thoughts on a moment where Sunbeam made the world better is that there was a fight where there was an Eidolon attacking a bridge and it almost collapsed. And Sunbeam used her sword magic to heat the metal and make sure that it sealed back up before the bridge could collapse while everyone was fighting the Eidolon. So she saved lives and made sure that less damage was done by the team.
I love that so much. Jess.
Hi there, I'm Jess. My pronouns are she, her. I will be playing Cherry, the scoundrel, whose pronouns are also she, her. And Cherry, everything the team did as magical girls made the world better. We all know that. We all feel it. But personally, she did single-handedly save the team and the town from a shadow monster that had turned everybody into statues. So she was pretty proud of that clutch rescue just on her own, no big deal. Just saved everybody in the whole town, not a big deal.
No big deal. It was a small thing. Just doing your duty. Eve.
Hello, I'm Eve, she, her, and I am playing Belladonna Sawyer, aka Song Guardian, the infamous. And, she's also she, her. And as for, like, the Sawyer making the world a better place as magical girl, well, she would argue that, much like cops, we're all bastards, and cannot make the world a better place, as we make fundamentally worse by our sheer existence. But, also much like cops, occasionally they accidentally do something good, arguably. Much like the time where a fire monster was trying to burn down an orphanage, and she used Jotunheim's summer to cause a blizzard and defeat the monster, and give all those kids a fun little snow day in June.
A snow day in June. The Jotuns have never been put to a better use. Cam.
Well, hello there. I'm Cam, he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Tallahassee Stirrup, she, her pronouns. I am the troubadour of the group, and therefore I think Tallahassee's memory of when they did the most help as magical girls is when they went deep undercover in an elementary school to fight an Eidolon that was posing as the principal. And we had to go deep. Even though we were teenagers, we posed as substitute teachers. And I don't think Tallahassee really cares about the destruction of the Eidolon. It was when we all put on a school performance teaching everybody about history and eras that got the kids really riled up and excited that Tallahassee thinks caused the world to be a bit of a better place.
Oh, that's so good. Using your connection to the zeitgeist for the betterment of society.
Hell yeah.
Sal.
Hi, I'm Solstice. I use all pronouns, and I'm playing Adrian, who's the Fallen, who uses they, she pronouns. I think a moment where Adrian feels she made the world a better place was during a fight. They were in the woods, and there was a bunch of animals that were like didn't know what was going on and were like really scared and kind of in the way, and Adrian helped get them away and make sure that they were safe.
Aww. That's super sweet. Hi everybody, I have 19 names. You'll hear me give a different one every time. One of them is Wizard Lizard, and I also use 3 different sets of pronouns, one of which is Air. I am your game mistress. I am playing everyone and everything else. And so I never made the world better as a magical girl, because I was mostly playing the villains. Putatively. As a reminder, we have a couple of custom channel point spends you can make. You can purchase a cute critter cameo, an indulgent outfit or description or transformation, an individual flashback or a group flashback if you spend enough channel points. We've gotten some really fun things from people doing that and trolling us by doing that. You can also spend, as always, on Enchanting Sorcery to purchase a pull from the Tarot card deck. This particular Tarot card deck I bought specifically for this game, and it is the Sailor Moon Tarot from Kaio Clubhouse on Etsy. And let's see if I remember the command this time. I do! That's awesome. So if you pay for a tarot card pull, that is what I will be pulling from. As always, role-playing is an interactive storytelling medium, storytelling medium, so it is difficult to give precise content warnings for any given episode, but some things that might show up in this particular episode would include physical violence, yelling, childhood trauma, ongoing familial trauma, amnesia, friendship trauma, permanent character death, and blood. So if any of those are things that you need to watch out for, please take care of yourself. We will try to flag when we can when things are going to occur. And if you need to mute the channel for a little bit or watch the VODs later or what have you, please do so. As much as I want you to watch this amazing masterpiece we are all creating, your health and well-being are more important than anything else. And with that, fans of the Magical Girl anime Sparkle Heart Magic Force worried when news broke that the original director, Jikanno Hoi, had sold the rights to make a sequel. Social media exploded in hand-wringing over the possibility of the series being mined for crappy merchandising and endless pale imitations of the original cartoon's glory. The production company, which had purchased the rights, had an unusual name, having been named in an excess of wry self-deprecation. 3 auteur friends had founded the company as a means to produce the kinds of quirky, high-concept, experiment interwoven story with a bottomless well of lore. Though they expected to enjoy the process, they were honest with themselves about how likely it was for them to hit it big with this endeavor, and so they named their studio Making Unknown Pictures. Their pessimistic predictions failed to be prescient, by the way. A certain type of individual is greatly excited by rambling, entangled lore, and Making Unknown Pictures forged a fandom from that excitement, which ate up every form of media they produced: film, episodic television, graphic fiction, video games, and more. This, in turn, allowed them to build a large enough bankroll to buy the anime they had loved so much in their adolescence from Jikanno Hoi, whom promotional materials insisted was heavily consulted in the making of Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go. Making Unknown Pictures hosted an AMA, and Ask Me Anything, on Reddit shortly after their purchase of the rights was announced. And the most upvoted question on the thread concerned the relationship between Jikanno Hoi's interconnected series of manga and anime, and that of Making Unknown Pictures itself. The most upvoted response to this question was from Lydia Alexander, one of the 3 founders, and it simply said, well, when 2 Gordian knots love each other very much, ... And now as the credits to Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go end, we come up on a last time on Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go sequence that Jess will give us.
Last time on Magic Heart Sparkle Force Go, we found Sunbeam lost in a flashback of her childhood, of her desire to make good grades and be a good girl and do everything right. And the flashback warped into a strange, empty world, and Sunbeam was discovered by Naughty, our little adorable, beloved Nautilus sidekick. And Naughty was in a fit, and it turned out Sunbeam had slipped into the moment dimension, the dimension outside and between all time where Naughty exists. And Naughty delivered some very cryptic, confusing information that someone was trapped and something was coming. And maybe someone had taken over and we don't know. And then Sunbeam was just unceremoniously dumped back into the present in the form of the mechanical bull that Tallahassee had summoned. So that was great for everyone to see. After that, there was some lovely arguing and yelling amongst the group about what they should do, who's responsible for tearing down buildings and who isn't. Tallahassee got very aggressive with Cherry and then admitted that she had a gig tonight, so she couldn't help them investigate the mysterious fog because she was supposed to be performing at the newly opened Sparkleheart Park, the amusement park based on our adventures, which caused some consternation in some members of the group because Tallahassee's gonna sell out like that. And after that, the team split up with three: Sawyer, Tallahassee, Saul in one car, Sunbeam, and Cherry in the other. The other three together had a flashback to their time as teens, where they were naughty teens and smoked weed together and talked about being young ladies. And then cut back to Cherry and Sunbeam in the present, very awkwardly not having a conversation about certain things that Sunbeam was feeling. We finally arrive at the adventure park, which is beautiful and glorious and sparkling. And the first three get there first, and Sawyer has the great idea that, we pull our swords out of our hearts. Could you do that with something else? What would happen? And so, pulled out a box cutter just to see what would happen, and prepared to plunge it into her chest. Seeing this, Adrian, who had just been having a very sweet, close moment with Tallahassee, ran from Tallahassee to try to stop Sawyer. Tallahassee, who didn't see all of that happen, was a little heartbroken. Felt a little thrown away. So she decided, instead of doing her gig, she's bailing. She's leaving. The rest of these losers can figure it out. She's out of here. So Adrian is currently running to Sawyer to stop her from putting a box cutter in her chest, and Cherry and Sunbeam have just arrived at this situation, and we are in the parking lot of the Heart Park, and that is where we are.
Okay, real quick, in Sawyer's defense, she is really high and has poor impulse control.
I love it when players have to defend their characters. Especially when that defense is that they're really high and therefore prone to doing stupid things. We open up after the last time on Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go sequence, not where everyone thinks we are. There's a flash. There is a brief anime-like flash of Box Cutter descending towards Sawyer's bosom before it smash cuts away to a memory. It's a memory of something that we haven't seen yet that I wanted to see right this moment. It is a group flashback with Sunbeam and Sawyer, because Sunbeam was the only person to see Sawyer at her lowest moment back during the days of Sparkle Heart Magic Force, which was the moment when she made the decision to collapse the building. And I want to see that moment between the two of them.
Oh, shit. Wasn't anticipating this one right off the bat.
Surprise!
Okay. So, we're stepping outside the museum. Everybody else is in there getting prepared for the big spell, the furthest back we've ever gone. At least I'm fairly sure. I'm gonna say yeah. Because I don't see why we would have any more need to go further than 66 million years ago. And yeah, Sora's walking out, or I guess Song Guardian is walking out with Solar Guardian. Both of us tasked with stalling for time, because we know a huge group of Eidolons are on their way.
Wait, where do we go? What do you think we need to do?
I have a plan.
What? Tell me, I'll help.
I'm going to cause a distraction.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Stand back.
Okay.
And Sawyer raises her sword and shouts out, Ragnarok collapse.
Wait.
And oh, how did I wasn't anticipating being put on the spot with this one. So what I am picturing is the sun essentially goes out for a sec, like just instant solar eclipse. You know, because during Ragnarok, the sun gets eaten by a giant wolf, and just a beam of energy comes down from that moon, blocking out the sun, right into her sword, and she points it forward towards this crowd, and it fires out this greenish, pinkish ray that just slams right through them, detonates in the center, and spreads out in this ever-growing sea of ice and just pillars of spikes popping out of it as it grows, and it collides with the corner of this building and just starts crawling up it. And as it's freezing, it starts to crack and then shatter, and the building just starts toppling over and collapsing under its own weight, and just creating a massive wave of rubble and dust and ice.
And I think Sunbeam's like, no! Stop!
And,
And she runs at you and knocks into you after the beam goes off.
And yeah, just as soon as as she hits it, that kind of throws off Sawyer's control of it, and that even puts it more in line with the building, but also it destabilizes her, and that's when the sword detonates right in the center of the blade. That explodes and shatters. A bit of it flies up and slices her right across the cheek.
I'll
And
throw
I
in as
think-
GM that one shard does land in Sunbeam's shoulder as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Sunbeam was probably hit by a piece of this and is blasted back off of you and lands on the ground with a thud. And she slowly moves to get up, holding at her chest where blood starts to pour down from behind her hand. What did you do? How could you? There were people in there.
Sawyer looks at her sword like broken and crackling with this green flame. She lowers it by her side, turns around, and starts walking back in. And she just says, I did what I had to.
You never should have been part of this group.
Ooh.
And I think Sunny will get up and stumble away.
Do we want the flashback to end with a shot of Sawyer, or do we want to leave it at Sunny walking away?
No, I don't think Sawyer's even looking. She's just walking back inside. She's done what she needed to do.
We leave it with Sawyer walking on Sawyer's back as she walks, just matter-of-factly, back towards Adrian, who is casting the spell to send it back in time. Jess, did I see that you wanted to say something? I thought I saw you, like, raising your hand.
Oh, I was just gonna say Cherry would have called Sunbeam back to the fight.
There you go.
Sunbeam would have heard that.
And I think there would
call
have
of
been-
Solar Guardian. Go ahead, sorry.
There would have just been a small moment of resolve where she turns back and walks dutifully towards the fight.
In a cinematographic decision, or editing decision really, an editing decision that owes much more to making Unknown Pictures style, fancy experimental hipster filmmaking, than it does Jikanno Hoi style. We see Sawyer's back as she walks towards Adrian, and it gets smaller and smaller as if we're moving back, and it becomes eventually the box cutter in the moment of it hitting Sawyer's chest. Before Sawyer makes the roll, I want to ask each of the other Mystic Guardians if they spend a string, and whether they are spending a string to help or to hurt Sawyer. We're gonna start with Tallahassee, because I think you probably won't be able to, but I'm giving you the chance if you can figure out how.
So, I think in this moment, Tallahassee's not even there, but there is magic that ties us all together, and I am with Naughty. And I also think at the last moment, Tallahassee saw what was happening, but because of the way she reacted to Adrian, has turned everything internally and just wants to fucking scorch earth. So I think I'm gonna spend a string to hurt.
And how
I
are you
do
doing
that
Yeah.
is I think I'm going to cut myself off from these magical girls, so that there is like that momentary, oh shit, something just happened, so that the other three have a harder time helping Sawyer because they feel this like emptiness.
So, A, I want to know what you do. So I want to know what it looks like in the anime.
Okay.
And B, I think that is getting tied to what our producer is just redeemed channel points for, which is an indulgent outfit. I think in this case, transformation, probably. Even though you're in civilian clothes. But it could be just a description.
What Tallahassee does is she takes Naughty in her hands, looks at Naughty, and throws Naughty up in the air to Magical Girl transformation, then takes her crown off, which immediately turns her back into Tallahassee and smashes it on the ground.
The crown comes crashing down, exploding into pieces that once again mimic exactly the image of the box cutter hitting the flesh. So we get to see just fraction of a second of it digging deeper into the skin with blood coming as we get that transition. Tallahassee, you As long as Cam the player is okay with it, you can no longer turn into a mystical guardian.
Oh shit! Yes, absolutely.
And Naughty is gone. Naughty is somewhere.
That's
Can you
all
turn
Sawyer's been wanting.
Oh, I think I would love to like keep. I think I just threw Naughty up in the air because
Okay.
I need those keys.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you need the keys. That's right. So Naughty does come back. Naughty does come back. Forgot about the keys. Right. And then let's go with Cherry. Are you spending a string to help or hurt Sawyer? Or are you not doing anything?
I would like to spend. I think Cherry's in her own Cherry way. She's mad at Sawyer for what Sawyer did to the car and just how Sawyer's acting so irrationally in this whole situation. And so she sees this event about to unfold. But then, since we are all magically connected, she feels that wrongness, that like breaking, that absence. And she's just like, no. And so I'm spending my string to cancel that one.
Okay, and again, what do we see on the camera?
What you see on the camera is Cherry just looking so disappointedly at this just nonsense that Sawyer's trying to pull. And you see for a second she looks away and she doesn't know it, but she's looking towards where Tallahassee went. And for just a second, her eyes, they're not pink, they flash red. And it's just this very severe moment of no, that's not happening.
And you feel, as you do this, you feel a shocking familiarity of what you're doing, reaching to a past definition to bring something back into the present that was about to be lost. It is the same thing you did when you died. Cherry now understands some idea of what happened and her responsibility for bringing the blurry-faced guardians into existence. Though she doesn't yet know what she grabbed, only that it was something past tense. Adrian.
Yes.
Are you spending a string or not spending a string? And if you are spending a string, are you helping or hurting Sawyer?
Okay. I feel like I should. But I don't know if Adrian has like the emotional capacity to like help anybody right now. So I think she's just gonna watch.
And finally, Sunbeam.
Sunny is going to spend a string to, in her mind, help. And she's going to spend a string from, based on what she said, to force I think she's gonna force Sawyer to live with the vision and memory of that failure forever.
Okay.
Hoping that she'll learn from it.
So, I have a couple of questions. I also have a cough. I apologize to the audience. I'm getting over an illness.
We'll say Sawyer's absolutely living with that guilt. That's her whole thing.
100%. So one of the questions is, the most simpler of the questions is, mechanically, what are you doing? Because there are 5 things that you can do with a string.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
remind me. And the
So
audience.
You can offer somebody an experience point to do something.
Okay.
You can find out, you get insight into the character to find out what you need to do to get them to do something.
Okay.
They're kind of the same thing. You can give yourself a +1 on a roll involving them. Or, and this is the one that I was assuming everybody was doing. You might be doing something different. You can either give them a +1 or a -1 on a roll.
I think the first one was to give them experience, and we'll give her experience and get her to do something, right?
You're offering her an experience to do something. You're
To do
you're
something.
baiting
Okay.
her.
I will do that.
What is the action that you are baiting her to do?
The action is exactly what she said. You never belonged as part of this team. And her goal is to get Sawyer to think on what has happened to be more considerate. So hopefully that will give her, that's what I'm thinking about this as experience, is that she then will take this experience forward and learn from it. And that,
So you're offering her an experience to leave the group.
yes.
Okay. Second is what do we see on the screen? How does this? In order to do the thing, you got to do the thing. So how do we see
Yeah.
this on screen?
Yeah, so going from what she said, walking away and turning back, I think that all she has to do is make, like, you can see on the screen, there's a pause where her eyes dart over to Sawyer and lock. And there's like an anime flash, like in Gundam Wing, between them with a swing. And I think Sawyer probably looks back at her, and they both have this look of hate where like their eyes go black and there's just the shine.
All right, I like that. So Sawyer is about to make a roll with Spirit, which Sawyer has at a -1 already at the Sawyer's dump stat. Sawyer's going to get an additional -1 from Tallahassee, but also a +1 from Cherry, so it's going to balance out to -1. So we're going to make a roll with a -1, and Eve, if you leave the group after this, you get an experience. And everyone but
Okay.
Adrian has spent a string on Sawyer.
Well, I will say, Sawyer has been trying to leave the group. Everybody keeps dragging her back into it. But, so, I don't know how successful that would be. I do really want that experience, though, because I'm sitting at 4.
Well, right now you get to make a roll.
Yeah,
'Cause
let's make the roll and see what happens. Because, ooh, I was already presented with the options, and there's some things. So I was really hoping I would at least just get a raw 0 bonus to this. I'm sad that Adrian didn't help me out.
Blame Tallahassee.
Why, Adrian? Why have you forsaken me?
Adrian, you just
Tallahassee.
give God to Sawyer's Jesus.
It's Tallahassee's fault.
Tallahassee's a
It's
wild
all
card.
Tallahassee's fault.
Tallahassee's a wild card. I expect that out of Tallahassee. I don't expect it out of you, Adrian. I'm so nervous to roll this. Good,
and-
bad. It's all very interesting. So, well, I've rolled a 1 and a 2. -1, so that's a 2.
Damn, that is a hell of a failure. Well, bonus, you get to level up because you get up to 5 experience points. Bonus. I will say also that Courtney interrupted, who appears to somehow know our cowgirl. I'm not sure. Maybe Cam is the one who interrupted Courtney. I don't know. Redeemed to pull a tarot card, and I don't know why every card I pull for this game is reversed. That might say something, but I pulled the King of Cups reversed. So I have to
Gonna
figure
make
out
it
how to
worse?
make that.
Just gonna make it worse.
I love that I said maybe Cameron interrupted Courtney, and Courtney put in chat all the time in all caps with 2 exclamation points. What the camera sees as we see the box cutter finally sink into Sawyer's chest. We see the tip of it, we've already seen the tip of it, break the skin and a drop of blood come out. After a moment, we see of it digging in. We see a light erupt from Sawyer's chest in a manner similar to things we have seen before. The box cutter sinks deep into it as if Sawyer is replacing her blade in mystical guardian form and disappears. At which point, obviously from making unknown pictures, there is a live action shot. So it goes from anime to a live action shot of somebody using a box cutter to tear apart a Sparkle Heart Magic Force DVD. Or manga, let's say manga. To just tear it straight down the middle of the cover. And then it flashes back to Sawyer, who is currently transforming. I'm going to leave it up to Eve to describe this, because Eve knows what Sawyer's transforming into, and I really want to see what Eve comes up with.
How do I know what I'm transforming into?
Because you got the failure results. I told you.
Yeah,
what it
but I
was.
don't really. We haven't really discussed what they are. in game, it's all been very conceptual stuff.
I have established that the Eidolon. It was never established in the anime what the Eidolons represented, so you can interpret. You interpreting is the artist interpreting, the writer interpreting.
Okay, so I was asked. Okay, what do I personally think the Eidolons are empowered by? And I think that they're empowered by, like, what could have been. You know, all those what ifs. What if I did this? What if I did that? What if? Just all that raw potential of things that could have happened. And
So you, good.
I don't know.
You're transforming.
This is not
so
what I was
to
expecting to happen.
the audience. To the audience, Eve's mega failure means that Sawyer is transforming into a sort of a nega guardian, the opposite of a magical girl, who is tied to the Eidolons and whatever they are. And I am asking Eve, because I did not plan, deliberately did not plan. I'm asking Eve what that transformation looks like and
Okay.
what Sawyer looks like at the end of it.
So, hear me out. What is the opposite of a guardian?
A cop.
Well, I would agree the guardians are cops in my opinion, so I think the opposite of a guardian is an attacker.
Okay.
So, how she's not a kaiju. I think that would turn this whole thing into a whole separate thing.
Yes, it would.
You make an attack. Because I don't quite want to go like full monsters. It's not all the Eidolons are just like, "Grr, I'm a scary monster." Sometimes no, Sawyer's not a military contractor. No, she would
GMs love
turn
this
into a
moment when their players
sword.
blue
Like,
screen it.
she still has agency. Eidolons have agency.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, well, she looked like a warrior, and then I'm like, well, she already looked like a warrior, right?
That your new form doesn't have-
Jess, that's good.
Go ahead.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's pretty fucking good, Jess. Jess suggested the wolf that ends the world.
Ooh!
Yeah, Fenrir. Which is, yeah, the wolf that consumed the sun.
Yes. I wanna see this now.
Yeah, so, like, yeah, no, that's definitely a vibe. I'm definitely feeling that fucking werewolf vibe. So, yeah, I think she starts turning essentially into a werewolf, only with, like, sick, like, icy spines coming out the back. And weirdly enough, like, corpse paint, but in fur.
That's great. I love that.
Y'all know what a werewolf looks like.
So we see, if I'm understanding correctly, we see a hulking, humanoid, lupine form with a slavering snout. Who doesn't love a slavering snout? And giant claws made of ice, and a ring of almost mohawk looking, I imagine, ice spines down its back. Every time it heaves its breath out, a little cloud of frozen water vapor comes out, so you can see its breath constantly. Its eyes look like human eyes, but the whites are frozen and are visibly ice. Is that about right?
Yeah, no, that's pretty legit. Yeah, no, it's black fur with like white and gray along the face, but almost like in a skull pattern.
I love that. And we get a flash of sort of a frame, like it freezes, and we see it in a perfect marketing-ready image with the little border, and it is labeled Ice Wolf Striker, which is your new magical girl name, your new Nega Guardian name. Before we get into anything else, I believe Jess wanted to do something. If Jess can figure out how to do something.
I think it's too late. Cherry didn't know what Cherry thought. She was just gonna nick herself, and this was gonna be very dumb, and then we were gonna continue on with our mission. And now she's a werewolf. So
a dog.
she turned into a werewolf. Cherry was not anticipating that, but I think as the light changes and she this just tearing transformation and the ice growing on her, and there's still that bit of blood on her chest, and the blood flecks off and it cuts back to Cherry, and it's that same thing where her eyes are red instead of brown or pink, and she's just like, I said no. And I'm drawing my sword.
So you
doing
throw
my-
something that's... Oh no, you're just drawing
Bad
it in
dog.
flame form?
No.
No. I throw my
Trainer.
I throw my aviator sunglasses.
All right, give us the because Cam didn't really give us that indulgent outfit transformation. I think that Baba Yaga paid for. So why don't you give us an indulgent transformation sequence?
Yes, since we are at a carnival, it is just as she pulls the sword out, just like carnival lights, like the big round ones, just filling her form with light and sparkles and glitter. And she pulls the long crystalline pink sword out, and as she does, the sparkles swirl around her in that like bright blue pink neon lights, and we get her in her cute pink high boot magical girl outfit that is basically like a greaser but very femme. And her hair turns back to pink, and her eyes are no longer red. And she's standing there, pink sword in hand, and the aviators come down, and she catches them, and she puts them back on. And
does she do like the anime adjustment where it's like both fingers on the lens?
you know it.
Just why do people do that? That's awful.
And then also, after she puts on her glasses, she reaches because she had on her person and pulls out the green Song Guardian sword, the complete one.
All right, real quick, I just wanted to say that Sawyer was just high and was curious if she was still magic or not. So she figured, you know, a box cutter is a pretty good semblance of a sword, and if she does stab herself, it won't do that much damage. Just hit the chest plate.
And now she's a wolf.
And now she's a wolf.
Yeah, now she's a dog.
Oh,
Turned herself into a dog by stabbing
Smash.
herself in the chest. She fucking hates magic so much. This sucks.
Smash cut to a few hours ago of Cherry in the roller rink saying the magic is acting strangely. We all need to be really careful. Smash cut back. Sawyer howling at the sky.
I'm gonna absolutely blame Tallahassee for all that because she did provide those joints.
It's all Tallahassee's fault.
Tallahassee got
It's all
some
Tallahassee's
stuff.
fault. Everything that's
She
happened.
got a good dealer.
Bad influence.
So we smash back to Sawyer, to Ice Wolf Striker, howling in perfect like what was it, Hammer movies werewolf mode.
Three Wolf Moon.
The audience starts screaming, or not the audience. All of the civilians around start screaming. Sawyer, you have violated your vow, by the way, I believe. And running.
She hasn't attacked anybody.
Okay, you haven't attacked anybody yet. So
Yeah,
everyone starts
people aren't
screaming
like in danger. Just because there's a scary thing around, it doesn't mean that people are in danger.
And it starts screaming and running. And Jess, you need to make me a Defy Disaster Spirit roll.
Yes, I do. Okay, it's a 7. Mixed
All right.
success. I'll
Hard
take that.
choice or success with a sacrifice.
Ooh.
You can only bring one of the two back into the Sparkleheart Magic Force.
Wait.
And they will know that you chose them over the other one.
Oh. Yeah, it's Sawyer.
Oh, the worst option.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Do I know this, like, innately? Or...
It's happening above table.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Okay, I still think this is strange magic. We don't know where Tallahassee is, though. Shoot.
Can you vibe check the Sawyer is an
I know.
Eidolon now? Like that might change your opinion.
I will say, for the purpose of this decision, whether or not Cherry herself... Actually, no, Cherry herself would probably be able to grok this.
Mhm.
Tallahassee just left the connection with the zeitgeist that was forged by the end of all things.
Mhm.
Sawyer has become a new end of all things. That means something different.
Wait, what?
What?
Cherry knows that.
This is all a very big thing for a box cutter.
If you
Jeez.
choose Tallahassee, you will gain like telepathic communication with Tallahassee.
Okay.
If you choose Sawyer, then you will revert Sawyer back to Song Guardian.
Okay. I think we can fix Sawyer. I think we can fix this with her sword. I don't know what's wrong with Tallahassee. Oh gosh.
Yeah, all Cherry knows about Tallahassee leaving is that it happened.
Yeah.
Dog Sawyer,
So
Dog Sawyer, Dog
Yeah.
Sawyer.
so Tallahassee could be in danger for all we know. Oh no. I flipped a
Must
coin.
be a hard
Okay.
choice, though.
Yeah, I sized this up and I feel that energy because I have stood before Aura and the end of all things. I am the Sparkle Guardian. I have had audience with Aura more than all of you. I know what this energy feels like, and this is it, but different. And obviously, you're some kind of ice wolf right now, in this moment. But so that I don't know what to do with, but Tallahassee could just be in danger because obviously I said don't split up, which people immediately did. So yeah, I do have a grip on the green song sword, which I think we can still use, but I am tapping in to that line of magic to wherever Tallahassee is.
Tallahassee, you feel a shimmering on your brow as your cowboy hat gains a tiara, much like the one that you threw and smashed. And you feel the connection to your zeitgeist and to Sparkleheart Magic Force regenerate as you are getting in Cherry's car and driving off. And we are switching to you, Tallahassee, in the car.
So the tiara appears, and I immediately look in the rearview mirror, and I'm gonna take it off and throw it out the window. Because I think and for the camera, you see a tear like fall down her face as she sees the tiara reappear. Because for a moment, when she was not connected to the magic, to like this what is the word? Responsibility, there was a weight lifted off of her. And then it immediately all like came flooding back, all that insecurity, all that anger, all that guilt, and all that other thing that I have a condition for.
Do you have
And
insecure, by the way?
I have everything. I have all 5.
Oh,
if you
no!
have insecure, I neglected to catch that you got insecure. If you have insecure, your outfit is no longer your outfit. Your outfit is now a average person from the Wild West's outfit. Period. Perfect.
Also, you ran away and threw your crown behind, which clears frightened.
Yeah,
Ah.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not frightened anymore. I think I know what I have to do.
But yeah, you
Typical
are dressed
function.
like an actual person from the Wild West. You are not dressed like Santi Guardian right now.
Okay. Just in this outfit, I'm driving Cherry's car. Like a single tears rolling down her face, and all the memories of all the times that being a magical girl, being part of Sparkleheart Magic Force Go, has hurt her and not helped her. Just really ruminating on all of the small things that she said wrong that have hurt people's feelings, and all the ways that she's changed just to make these people happy. and just realizing that it's all just too much work. And she wants to have a little bit of fun right now. And
Sawyer
just drive off.
respects that.
So you throw the tiara out the driver's window, the passenger window? Which window do you throw it out?
Well, unless Naughty's driving, I think I'm going to throw it out the passenger side window. The driver's side window.
Okay. So you throw it out the driver's side
But if
window.
Naughty can drive, I'll take it.
The audience, not you, sees a hand with pink fingernail polish. Grab it as you throw it out of the passenger side window. You do not see this. Instead, you hear Cherry's voice in your head. Cherry, what do you say now that you've forced Tallahassee back here?
It's a very, very familiar Stampede Guardian, we have a situation. Song Guardian has been taken over by an Eidolon. Where are you?
And in that moment, you also know that Cherry chose to bring you back into the fold rather than Song Guardian.
Cherry, it's Tallahassee. I really think I'd just be dragging y'all down at this moment. I think it's best if we take a break for a while.
I realize we're all having a very difficult few days. This may not be the time. Sawyer has turned into some kind of beast.
Beast?
Yes, she's transformed in some kind of wolf.
Is that like a bad thing? Because I think she has some sort of wolf powers. I saw it eat the sun.
Cuts back and she's just breathing ice. Like, this could be a very dangerous situation. There are a number of civilians. Tallahassee, we need you.
Hey, little lady. You're the strongest of us all. If you can't handle this alone, I don't know what I could bring to the table. I'm just hurting people. I think I'd just be a distraction. Plus, I'm driving right now, so I can't really talk.
Tallahassee, you've never been a distraction. You're the star. I want to use a string on you.
What are you using the string to
Come back.
do? There's two ways to get somebody to do something with a string.
Yeah.
You can offer an XP to do it, or you can ask Cameron, what do I have to do to get
Ooh.
you to come back?
All right. I don't know where you are XP wise. I'm up for either. What would Cherry have to do?
You have to decide.
Goodness. Oh, it'll make me choose.
You keep trying to choose things, leader of the group.
Fine. What do you need Cherry to do?
I think Tallahassee needs someone to show their love for her the same way she shows her love for them. In a big fucking performance.
Okay.
There's nothing in the rules that says the answer has to necessarily be immediately useful.
Yeah. Okay, noted. Wow, did you just like hang up on me? Like
And that's when the telepathy ends.
you're out of range.
Yeah, Tallahassee, you've been driving this whole time, taking turns at random because you've been distracted. You're far away from the amusement park, and that's when the passenger door. Well, if you want to have a scene with Naughty, you can have a scene with Naughty. Otherwise, I will move on to what I'm about to say.
I would love to talk to Naughty a little bit.
Okay, what do you say to Nani?
Hey, Naughty, it's just you and me. How you doing?
I'm living in the moment, not forcing the moment to happen. There are different kinds of moments I didn't realize.
Man, I love that.
I love
I
you,
wish I could live
Tallahassee.
in the moment, but you love me?
course
Nobody's
I
ever
love
said
you.
that to me before. I mean, of course, a lot of fans have said that to me before, but I don't know. I love you too.
I've
Where
loved
should we
all
go?
of the mystical guardians ever since Aura first met you.
Hey, Aura. That's right. Where's she? Where's Aura? I want to speak to Aura. Let's drive
The end
there.
of all things. You want to speak to the end of all things?
I love to speak to the end of all things. Honestly, that's what I need right now is to end this fucking shit.
It's sort of Nadi sort of starts to tremble in front of you. It's like Nadi is like above the center dashboard, so you can still looking forward. You can still see Nadi, but it isn't right in your face. No, Nadi's attached to the ignition. What am I saying? The keys. I keep forgetting about the keys. So he's like dangling up right in front of the steering wheel, and is starting to tremble. I can't let. That's not up to me. Whether you can
Hey,
talk to
live
the
in
end
the
of all
moment.
things.
You got this. I believe in you. Your
You-
magic
you
is
don't-
shit.
You don't understand, Tallahassee. You don't understand, Tallahassee.
You know what? People keep telling me I don't understand things, but I understand how I feel and I understand what I need. So that's where we're going. You point me in the direction. I don't give a shit if you have to pull it out of your fucking shell ass. Tell me where to go.
I'm gonna have you. You don't have a string on Naughty, but I'm gonna have you roll. I think it's entice. No, actually, it's you don't realize this, but it's calling a toxic power. Roll with spirit,
Ah!
please.
Oh no. Okay.
Also, shell ass is a great insult. Also, while you're rolling, dear audience, there are multiple mechanical bits that we still have to like deal with. Like, there's the XP that's been offered to Sawyer. Adrian has a string advance on Tallahassee that has some in-character interaction that requires that to trigger. So there's a whole lot of stuff we've got piled up.
Can I just say this is turning into Dragon Ball Z, where every 5 seconds of the story takes 7 episodes?
Seriously.
I love it.
Y'all love to just stack stuff on top of each other. It's exactly like a shoujo Dragon Ball Z, where you spend 3 episodes just screaming inarticulately at each other. Only you don't end it by blasting each other. You end it by hugging each other. What'd you get, Cam?
I got a
It
10.
answers the question and grants you +1 forward to act on the information. So you have +1 forward. As Naughty, hearing you yell at it, stops trembling. Yes, you do know what you feel. It's true. You taught me to live in the moment, not force the moment. But Tallahassee, to do this, I need to force the moment. And
Force it.
the street around you, the sidewalk, the buildings you're driving past, starts to blur and turn into sort of a watercolor painting that has just been rained on, kind of an effect. Slowly, from the neat anime lines and distinct colors, it becomes this very hippy-dippy, emotional, I drew my emotions rather than anything physical kind of thing. And eventually, even that gets fades to black. And you are in Cherry's car, surrounded by black nothing. In the moment dimension. And
Sparkle you, sparkle fuck.
there was a man in front of you. Pull up his description. Oh, I gotta reload that. Great. So two things happen. One is there is a man in front of you. The other is that the passenger door opens and a 13-year-old sparkle guardian with a blurry face comes in, enters the car and sits down in the passenger seat and looks at you and says, didn't get anything like this when she stole the car. And
I have a question for you. Do you know
man,
21
hold on, let me
Pilots?
tell you. Hold on. The man in front of you, isn't standing still. He just doesn't seem like he can stand still. He's always moving his hand to like brush his hair, or he's pacing back and forth. He's wearing a like business casual. Well, he's wearing like nice jeans and a business shirt, but the coat is off. There's no tie, and the sleeves are rolled up. He has perfect hair with obvious hair plugs, and a too big cowboy hat on a lanyard just on top of the hair. He has lift boots with spurs on them, and he is gleaming with sweat. Now, what did you say to Sparkle Guardian?
The blurry face, I asked if they knew 21 Pilots.
I've known a pilot or two in my time, if you catch my drift, but no, I don't think I know 21 of them.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. It would have been really funny. You say you know Pilot? You know people? Who are you?
I used to, trying to again.
Well, you didn't answer my question. Who are you?
And that's when the man in front of you slams his hands on the trunk. You're
Fuck!
not supposed to be here. Wait. You're not supposed to be here, you know. This is supposed to be my place, you know.
Parents ever tell you about Sharon?
Look,
First of all, I don't like a
Sharon.
man.
I told the court I didn't know Sharon, okay? I don't know Sharon, but you are not supposed to be here right now.
I'm gonna get out of the car. I'm gonna stand up.
Look,
I'm
your
a
day
very
is
tall
done,
woman.
okay? You don't exist anymore.
I'm gonna walk over to this man while he's talking. I'm
Neither
gonna
of
grab
you.
him by the lapels. I'm gonna raise him up in the air. I'm gonna look him in the eye. No man tells Tallahassee Stirrup what to do. You understand that? I want you to calm down a little bit, sweaty. Because I'm here, whether you like it or not.
Roll me an entice, and then we will deal with that, and then we will move back away to the adventure park.
That's a 10 again.
You have gained a string on Richard Douglas, CEO of Punarm Root Builders LLC, otherwise known as Dick Doug. And he'll say, look, what do you want to get out of here?
Take me to Aura.
Oh, you want to see my prisoner? And that's where we smash cut. Back to the amusement park. Where we have Sawyer, you have a decision to make because you have an experience point being offered to you to leave the group permanently.
Okay, real quick. How in control is
You are-
Icewolf Striker?
I mean, A, you have full player agency. I'm not taking over your character.
Okay. Well, yeah.
B, you are still Sawyer in the same way that Sun Guardian was still Sawyer.
Okay.
There's definite continuity, but it would make sense for there to be some personality shifts.
Yeah, personality shifts, some definite confusion because, like I said, she was just high and curious if she was still magic. Like she figured, okay, either nothing's gonna happen, it's just gonna hurt a little bit, or I'm gonna have like a cool chest pocket.
And
now
this is
she's
what
a
you got.
dog.
Just like, all Mark Zuckerberg wanted to do was rate women by their appearance, and he ended up setting the stage for a fascist takeover of the United States.
It's a whole thing. Like, yeah, you never know what dumb decisions you'll make when you smoke a joint in your busted ass Honda Civic.
Did you just turn this into a drugs are bad, okay?
Well, no, it's just, like, I'm in Eidolon mode, I'm thinking about what could have been.
So what are you doing? You're standing there as Ice Wolf Striker.
I think she's very confused right now. She just howled just because like that came over her like in the immediate moment, and now she's kind of like swaying on her feet because like she's like, oh, my center balance is way off. I feel really weird right now. Everything seems shorter, and it's like she's rubbing at her head, and she's like, what the fuck is up with, what are those, like, rubbing on her ears? Then she just, like, leans over and puts a claw onto, like, the top of the roof of her Honda, just, like, digs these big grooves in with those claws, and she leans over and vomits this just bright blue slush that just instantly starts spreading out in like this freezing radius around it.
So while Sawyer is adjusting, what are the other three doing?
Cherry has transformed. And I had my psychic moment with Tallahassee, who hung up on me. And I think I look to Sunbeam and Adrian, and again, it's the very familiar commanding, just like, team, we need to surround her, and I'm gonna like magical girl jump so that we've got Sawyer in like a triangle. But I'm not attacking. I'm not doing anything aggressive.
I love that because the magical girl jump is a little recognized superpower, and it's a very specific thing. I also, since you mentioned Sunbeam, was reminded that Juicy referred to Sunbeam as Sunny earlier, so I think Sunbeam might even be regressing a bit.
Ooh.
So, as you do your magical girl jump and you get a triangle around Sawyer, what are Adrian and Sunbeam / Sunny doing?
Here we go.
I
Having a
think
nervous breakdown. I'm being so dead ass, having a nervous breakdown. Cause like first romancing Tallahassee, and then Tallahassee like just dips out of nowhere, and now Sawyer's a fucking wolf. And also Adrian just smoked a joint. Adrian doesn't smoke weed. Like,
Oh no.
It's hitting hard.
Hitting her anxiety.
Oh, we need somebody to do an indulgent outfit description or transformation, by the way.
Adrian is not having a good time.
I
You
think
can work
that
it in.
Spooky
Good.
door.
yeah, I think that that's a moment where seeing Cherry just assume the position and transforming, probably against her own best wishes, Sunbeam initiates a transformation herself if she can.
Please describe it as indulgently as Mishy Mash, which, little secret audience, Mishy Mash is Jess. Paid for. Give her all her money's worth.
And I think that like there's as her chest opens up and like a slit of light appears at her bosom, and she reaches and pulls her sword out, and she begins to twirl as the light changes and winds appear from nowhere, and like green leaves and flowers blow across the screen, and she begins to
It's really
spin.
weird because we're in a desert.
Yeah. And yes, and her like long skirt begins to billow out and get wider and puffier, and her sleeves begin to also grow in volume and become these huge puffed circles at her shoulders, and her dress becomes a bodice with the prow front of the 18th century, and her skirts just have this enormous volume as they like wave in the wind. And she raises her sword high and aims it at Sawyer.
And Adrian, what were you doing again?
Having a nervous breakdown. I'm probably at this point crying, probably.
Just sitting there sobbing.
Not
Okay.
sitting there, still standing for
Still
now.
standing.
Can I
Just
try
also
to
crying.
Actually,
try
I
to do
have
some
this
emotional
great image.
support?
Hold on a second. Yes, hold on a second. I have this great image of Adrian like leaning on one arm crutch while like holding her face with the other one, and the arm crutch dangling because it's the kind that attaches.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Before your emotional support, Cherry, I also want to point out that there's been another tarot card paid for by our lovely cowboy with the top few buttons unbuttoned. And it was the Seven of Wands, still reversed.
You need to wrangle that deck a little bit.
Yeah.
Jess, you want to do emotional support?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Sunbeam would see Cherry looks very like, yes, like that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So it's Sunbeam would probably read it as like pride, like I'm proud of you for
Delicious
transforming.
validation.
Yes, a little validation. And then I see Adrian, who's, you know, kind of nervous and hyperventilating and like crouched by a car and not transformed yet. And that's not going to work. So I would like to, let's see. I would like to try to give some emotional support so that she will join us. And I just say, Adrian, we have to help Sawyer. You've got this. And do I have a higher thing in? I think it just.
So emotional,
Automatically doing the magic girl voice.
right? Can you say that again, Jess? What you just said?
You've got this.
This feels more like a spirit than a heart. This feels
Yeah.
more like power than it does heart. You can spend a string on Adrian to get a +3 if you like.
Yeah, I think I want to do that.
+3?
Yes, a
There's
plus
few
3.
moves where strings count hella.
Yep.
So what's Cherry's spirit?
It's a +1.
So we got a total of a +4 to the roll.
Mhm.
Is anybody spending a string on Cherry to help or hurt this roll?
I don't hear anything.
Doesn't sound like anything.
So I think at the same time I'm giving you this emotional support, because that ice is spreading. I think I actually, like I'm like, you've got this. We need you. It's the same thing I told Tallahassee. We need you. And I do one of my moves, and I yell, vintage vinyl flash, and like a circle goes around us, and it's like a really minor force field. So it's like the civilians are a little safer, but I'm not really the force field defensive magic user. But
I like
it does mean I am trying to protect you, Adrian. I'm trying to protect the civilians. And I'm gonna roll to give you a little emotional support in this moment.
With
And
a
hope I
plus
roll
4.
with a +4.
Question:
Jesus.
Are either of you smitten with the other one? I don't. Think
I
No,
think
I'm
no.
not.
Sawyer is smitten with Adrian.
so. Is that new? Did that just happen?
No, that
No,
happened
that's
happened.
for a while.
That happened when Adrian yelled at Cherry.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anyway, I rolled a 14.
What the
Okay.
fuck?
So there are some added things here because of Adrian's playbook. So I'm pulling those up.
Ooh.
But the baseline here is Adrian, you have the choice to open up to Cherry, and then you said you got a 14, you would both get to choose a benefit. If you open up, but only if you open up. Okay. Then you will be able to also ask Adrian a question from her playbook. That's when you emotionally support. Okay. So, Adrian, what do you do in response?
Oh god, okay. What she just said, Adrian, we need you.
Yeah.
Fuck, I mean, you rolled a 14. What am I supposed to do?
No. You have complete player agency. The move is very specifically written that it does not force you to do anything.
Yeah.
Because drama, as your wish was, when I asked everybody what their wishes for the session was, you were like, I like juicies, traumatize me, mommy, make me cry. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay.
You
You're
have
just
to actively choose whether or not you open up to Cherry in this moment. There is a benefit if you do. There's a little bit of an enticement, but you can shut Cherry out just fine.
No, I think she's like, oh my god, I don't want to be difficult though.
be as difficult as you want.
Yeah, seriously.
You're just very aware that Cherry would like you to join the fight.
I
That's-
know, and Cherry is like, oh my god,
It's Cherry.
it's Cherry. Oh my god.
And it's Sawyer.
It's
And she's
Sawyer,
a
but what about
werewolf.
Tallahassee? But what about Tallahassee? Oh my god, I think, oh my
It could only mean the end of the world if you choose wrong, one way or another.
Oh,
no.
I'll end the world one way
You
or
can just
another.
run away. Split
You
the party
can-
more.
yeah. Whatever
Um,
feels right.
No, because
There is no. I like to say there is no right answer, so stop trying to find one. Similarly, there is no wrong answer.
Adrian's been living a very nice and safe and comfortable life with all the reptiles and, well, now Sawyer's big dog.
Not the library. I think Adrian, like, Cherry says this, and Adrian, like, turns and, like, looks to where Tallahassee drove off, and she kind of, like, takes a step backwards, and she's like, but what about Tallahassee?
And that shuts. I'm guessing that's shutting Cherry down. There is
It is.
no negative effect to you, Cherry, because you're not smitten with
Yeah.
Adrian. However, because Adrian is the Fallen, you do get to ask one question from her Rise and Fall list.
Ooh.
There is no immediate mechanical effect. Once one of the lists gets filled up, there is a mechanical effect. And they are both beneficial-ish.
Okay.
So it matters which one gets filled up. But right now it is just, what do you want to know?
Okay.
And if you look on her playbook, you'll see there are 4 still unanswered under the Rise and 2 still unanswered under the Fall.
Okay. Okay.
And this happens above table, but Cherry does get the information.
Yes. Okay. I mean, here we are. Our dear friend Sawyer has turned into a wolf, and I'm having this moment with you, just imploring you, pleading with you to do what we always do and transform and be a team, and I see you kind of backing away and shutting me out and not transforming, and I would like to know who was the most powerful enemy you defeated, and why do you fear they may return too strong?
Maybe that they may return too strong for you to face in your current state with your current lessened magic.
So it's like, what are you afraid of?
Okay. I think the strongest enemy that Adrian's ever fought was someone that they fought together, because Adrian doesn't really do fights alone. She wouldn't do that. It was someone they fought together. It was probably that T-Rex, to be honest. And I think she's scared about them coming back in her current state. Oh, what was the exact wording of the question?
The wording's yeah.
Why do you fear they may return too strong for you to face in your current state? Because your playback is all about having lots of power and then having that beacon.
A bigger T. No. She's scared that they would return too strong for her to fight in her current state. I mean, oh god. I think it's almost that she's not worried that they might return. She's feels like they absolutely will return, and that's what scares her, because she knows she won't be able to do anything.
Oh, okay. And I feel like...
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on a moment. Because if I'm hearing this right, is that you, 10 years ago, only barely had the magic to take you back to 66 million BCE. And only barely had the magic. What was that?
Yeah. At that point,
to fight off this T-Rex, help the team fight off the T-Rex.
She was fading fast.
You were fading fast. And then after that, nobody could transform for 10 years. So not only do you have 10 more years of deterioration, but also nobody could transform. You didn't have your magic for 10 years. Now it's back, but you have no idea when to trust it. All of that is what Cherry's getting.
And I think Cherry never knew that your magic... Cherry never picked up on that. You always covered it up. You always pushed yourself too hard so that Cherry would never know. And I think that just settles on her that she didn't know that. And and she reaches into her pocket and pulls out her spare car key and throws it to you and says, I know you don't like to drive, but please go find Tallahassee.
And with that, since it's been about an hour and a half, we'll take our break. 10-minute break, y'all. See you in 10 minutes to see just what the F and if this group will actually make it into the amusement park.
We're not.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go. Just like in Japanese animation, we have one single commercial break. Before we get right back into the action, I want to remind everyone that we are in the middle of a subscriber frenzy, if you want to call it that. If we get another 34, did we lose subscribers? If we get another 34 subscribers, then we can force Baba Yaga, our producer, to get a Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go tattoo. If we get 25 beyond that, we can tell Baba Yaga where to get the tattoo. So please, Subscriptions are $5 or free if you have Amazon Prime. Buy yourself a subscription. Buy other people a subscription. Buy me a subscription because I'm running a game and I'm not subscribed to the channel. I really want Baba Yaga to have a tattoo of this show because I love this show, and also I know Baba Yaga loves this show. I'm discussing what to pitch to Enchanting Sorcery Productions next, and it is either season 2 of this show or another Thirsty Sword lesbian game that ties into this show or something else. Getting back into it. Cherry has just given Adrian her spare key. Adrian, not knowing, I think, that Tallahassee stole the car, you turn to like look for the car, and as you turn, your spare key like bangs against, finds a spectral ignition right there, like right where it would be when you turn, and you sink it in. We as the audience, we see an image of excuse me. We see an image of like a double exposure ignition slot over the animation that your key slips into and turns, and Adrian is gone. Adrian, you are in the middle of a blank field of nothingness. There is nothing around you. You are surrounded by black. I lied. There are 3 things in front of you. Right? Yes, 3 things in front of you. Nope, 4 things in front of you. I can count, I promise. There are 4 things in front of you. One of them is Cherry's car. The other is a 13-year-old Cherry with no face, who is currently sitting in the passenger seat of the car, getting out, in the process of getting out. You see someone who it takes you a second to remember is Tallahassee, because she is dressed like a woman from the Wild West, from the 19th century. She's got a bonnet on, probably. And in fact, I'm gonna cash in some channel points here. And Cam, will you give us an indulgent description of what she looks like?
Oh, you bet. Tallahassee looks more like an outlaw at this moment. She might have a bonnet on, but the rest of her is dusty, like worn, and like blue jeans that are like muddy, like boots that are falling apart. She's got a revolver at her side that has seen a little too much use. The end of it is covered in black powder and soot. She doesn't have a vest on, but she does have these like leather chaps that look like they've seen a lot of riding. A very, very thick cotton shirt that is not dyed, but almost looks yellow because of how much it's been in the sun and in the dust. At her hip is a coiled rope that is fraying on almost every bit of it, and her fingers are getting dust and dirt all over this man's suit.
Takes you a second to realize that that's Tallahassee, because like I said, she looks like something out of a 19th century daguerreo type. The last person you see I've already described. It's Dick Dug. You know what he looks like, because I've described him.
Would Adrian know who Dick Dug is?
Probably. He's pretty egotistical. So he has been in commercials. You would know that Dick Dug, or Richard Douglas, is his name, is the CEO of Punarmrityu Builders LLC. He uses the name Dick Doug for himself because he's that kind of tech bro. And you would know that he therefore owns the amusement park. He built the amusement park, and it was his company which demolished the Museum of Natural History that had held the T-Rex you're so scared will come back, holding the sparkle heart crystal in its mouth that imprisoned the idol. You do not know what he's doing here. You do not know where you are. But because you got a string advance, you do gain a profound insight into Tallahassee when you see her, when you realize that it's Tallahassee. And you learn something about Tallahassee that even Tallahassee doesn't know. Cam, can you tell Saul what Adrian realizes that Tallahassee doesn't necessarily know?
I think there's a reason Tallahassee and Adrian have not had any strings on each other. And I think it is because Tallahassee has somewhere deep inside been deeply in love with Adrian ever since they met, and has been pushing it aside because she thinks it would hurt too much. And the moment there was a little bit of a spark, ran away from it for any perceived reason.
So, it will be your choice whether or not you want to reveal this to Tallahassee. Thank you, Baba Yaga. It is also your choice whether or not this makes you smitten with Tallahassee, because I don't think you're smitten with Tallahassee already.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Like, not even a question about it. Absolutely.
So we're gonna go through smitten with you. And in addition to that, we will do smitten first. You will have the decision in fiction whether or not you reveal to Tallahassee what you just realized. In which case there will be other mechanical effects. In addition, you lose all but one of your strings on Tallahassee. Which I think I told wrong to the other person who had a string advance so far this game. So whoever you were who got a string advance earlier, give yourself a string back on that person.
It was me. I got you.
And Adrian, you also gain 2 experience points. Excuse me. Dear audience, I think I told you that I'm getting over an illness. I apologize. Tell us why you became smitten with Tallahassee, and answer the question in your Truths of Heart and Blade. You also gain a string, so you're up to 2 strings now.
Awesome. Truths of Heart and Blade. Hang on, let me find it.
Your question
Okay.
is, in what way
No,
do
I
you think
found
you're
it.
no longer good enough for a relationship? So tell us
Ooh.
why you're smitten with Tallahassee and answer that question.
Okay, well, Adrian is smitten with Tallahassee because I think she's never had someone who she feels like loves her like that. She's dated a couple of people, but it always felt really casual on their end. And this feels anything but casual. And, she's not good enough for Tallahassee because Tallahassee is so interesting. Tallahassee is such like an interesting 3-dimensional person with this life, and she travels and she does things and she has fans. And Adrian's just at home with her lizards working in a library.
I want to
There's
point out
nothing
the
interesting
question
about
is,
that.
I want to point out the question is, why are you no longer good enough? for
No
Tallahassee?
longer. Because she's,
So what did you used to have that made you good for Tallahassee? That you
She
don't
used to have some skills. She used to have some skills she could apply to, like, school, which was her whole life. But now that she's out of school, she's basically nothing.
Oh, it hit me right in the gifted child. Oh. When I became an adult, I was basically nothing. Oh. Alright. So then, in fiction, back to the fiction, this is your scene, do you reveal to Tallahassee, who's currently, like, holding Richard Douglas, CEO of Punaryu Builders LLC, by the lapels? Do you tell Tallahassee the insight you just gained about her, that she has always been in love with you just a little bit?
No, I think she almost does. But she goes, Tallahassee. Wait, what are you doing?
Adrian?
Yes, what
You're
are
not
you
supposed to-
doing?
Hey, Sweaty, calm down. I'm having a conversation. Adrian, I'm living. I'm getting answers. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think that maybe that's the point of this place.
If you don't know what you're doing, then let go of me.
No, shut up. I know what I'm doing with you. This man, he's got the end of all things prisoner. I want to talk to Aura. You come with me? Hey. Don't put your head in your hands. Look at me, right now. Doesn't matter, right or wrong, yes or no. It's the moment dimension after all. I shake him a little bit.
You're not supposed to understand it this well.
Yeah. Small man brain. I poke him on the head.
I guess I'll go with you. I mean,
Yes?
Can
I
you-
said yes or no?
yes. Yes.
I'm smitten.
You already were smitten, weren't you?
I lost it.
Double smitten, double smitten, double smitten, double smitten.
Were you lost smitten at some point? Okay, so
lost
now you're
smitten.
smitten again.
What?
So I had
But-
misspoken earlier and told Saul that Adrian had 2 strings on you. That wasn't true because you gained a string on Adrian when she became smitten. I misspoke. But now it is true because she gains one on you when she becomes smitten.
Awesome.
Tell us why you're smitten and then answer your question.
Why I'm smitten? It's because I know Adrian has a hard time making decisions. And I know especially after she kind of like lost everything, she, not to be like mean, but just she became more insecure. But like choosing me, that's something big. And I don't think, like when Cherry was talking to me, it was like the exact same thing I had heard time and time again whenever one of us kind of faltered even just a little bit. Just all the same, like smooth. And I can tell that. Like I'm a performer. I understand this. But Adrian made a decision, a big decision, to follow me into the void. And that's huge.
And why do you think Adrian will never be able to accept the real you?
Now that's easy. Because the real me is not interesting. The real me is broken and wanting to settle down and get a little pet tarantula and quit having all these people pull her in so many directions. But the real me doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything to the world. Isn't a magical girl. Is just Tallahassee. One of the stirrups.
How many stirrups are there?
So many I lost count.
You have literally the entire cast crying right now. You know what? I'm gonna be that GM and give you an experience point just for getting everyone crying.
No, I'm crying.
All right. So, well, if you want me to show you my prisoner, then you need to let go of me,
Why?
so I can show you so I can take you.
Just tell me where to walk, you piece of shit. And I like fireman carry him on my shoulder, like just
That's not how things work here.
make it. Live in the moment, bitch.
Can't force a moment.
Yeehaw! I slap him on the ass.
Okay. Call in a toxic power.
Yes.
So roll with spirit.
Oh, I'm so bad at spirit. I get a -1.
Adrian, near as I can tell, you're the only person who would be able to spend a string. Unless somebody else has some sort of magic thing that they can work out. But do you want to spend a string on your new bow?
I mean, sure, why not?
I'm assuming to help.
Yes.
So you get a +1 to that roll, Tallahassee.
Okay, I got a 12.
Hey!
I've rolled a 12 already. But I
You
don't.
also had a +1 forward to act on it, so it's actually a 13.
Stop rolling
shit.
so damn good.
I know,
can't.
right?
I just want to
That
gain
was just like-
experience.
Screw your plot. You slap him on the butt, and how do I want to do this? Excuse me. Yeah, you slap him on the butt, and there's sort of a ripple through the moment dimension from that slap.
That's exactly
And that
what I
ripple,
want.
first it ripples over the car and the blurry-faced Sparkle Guardian, and they disappear. Actually, no, wait, no, that would be a 7 and 9. Never mind, this was a 10+. So it just ripples out, and as it ripples, it leaves behind a like a steel dungeon door, like Count of Monte Cristo style. Like nobody is leaving. This door is like 6 inches thick or some bullshit, right? With a tiny little window at eye level, and a very familiar sparkling light is escaping the silhouette of it.
Wow, this just looks fucked up, man.
It's not like I can plan it.
What the fuck are you doing?
Making money?
That's it? That's all you're doing? You did all this shit just for money?
Well, he like seems to be thinking really, really hard. His brow furrows. I think, and if his mouth kind of forms the words back then, but you don't actually hear anything when he says it. I just wanted our time to be the best time, you know? That if she's the idea that things, and then there's a word that gets blanked out by the magic of the space, get better over time, then if I imprison her, then we are the end of time. We are the best of all things. And then after that, you know, hey, then after it gets blanked out by the magic of the space. Then, yeah, hey, I decided to make some money off of it, right? What else you gonna do?
A lot
Hey,
of other
baby cakes.
things. You can do a lot of other things.
Money helps you do all of them, all right?
Hey, baby cakes. The minute you imprison the end of all things and stop time from getting better, it's all a downhill slope. Every second, every moment, every instant is a new era in time. There is no best, for it is always changing. And if you stop it from changing, well, the moment you live in, which is the next, or in this case, your prison, turns to shit and you don't make no money.
I didn't stop things from changing.
No, you didn't. You stopped things from getting better. And in your instance, what would getting better be? Let me answer that for you. Making money.
I'm living in the
Look for the-
moment, man.
You are a black void of nothing.
It sounds like you're doing a thing. Unless it's a playbook move.
Actually, I would like to use a playbook move.
Okay.
I would like to use my shooting star.
What does it do?
Know this guy. Okay, so shooting star, when you need something from an NPC you've never met before, you may declare that they're a fan. They will give you what you want so long as it doesn't endanger their life or values. The NPC will demand some small favor like an autograph. If you don't grant the favor, you take a condition. And I know this motherfucker is a fan because he hired me to perform.
Okay, let me pull this up so I look at myself here. So in order to do a thing, you got to do the thing, which I think
Oh, yeah.
you haven't made a request from him. So
I have.
in order to do the thing, you got to do the thing.
Yes, and I will say, hey, why don't you let her out so you can make more money?
This is not your move, because it would endanger what passes for values for Richard does this. So I want you to roll me entice.
Okay.
So let's roll with heart. Adrian, are you
Heart.
spending a string?
I'm also insecure, so I get a -2 to this.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to hold on. Pause. Adrian, are you spending a string?
No.
And I am going to forcibly reinterpret some of the things going on behind the scenes to give you an additional -1.
That's fine.
Wait, what's your heart?
My heart is +1.
Okay, so you were at a total of a -1. So I'll give you that additional -1. Forcibly
Okay.
reinterpreting something from behind the scenes.
Now,
So you're rolling at a total of a -2.
I have a very important question that will
Yes.
heavily impact what I say next. I used my call on the toxic power twice. Do I only get a +1 moving forward, or do those stack upon each other?
It's not +1 ongoing. It's +1 forward.
Forward.
So you spent the first +1 forward on the second call on toxic power because it affects the next roll.
Got it.
But the
So
second
that is
+1 forward would apply to this, yes. So you're
Okay,
back
then
up to a
that-
-1.
only a 9.
Oof. The other 3 of you, if you can figure out how you do this, you can spend a string, giving you the option.
Enjoy your
Sunny is
mixed
way-
success.
Yeah,
Nope.
Sunny's way too focused with her sword on Sawyer to pay
Sawyer's
attention
Yeah.
to
dog.
anything else.
Could
Yeah,
I,
we
could I
have-
actually, there is something you all could do above table. Do you have any powers that would grant me a +1? Because I could conceptually use any power in the playbook, I think. Or is it just...
Oh, you have a special
Oh, it's just
playbook move.
just Adrian's. Okay.
Oh.
Let
Nope,
me-
I'm
let me-
spitting with all of you. So all but Sunny.
This is the magic of love. When you're smitten with someone and proudly extol the power of love, either of you may spend a string on the other to gain the use of one of their playbook moves for one scene. So if you extol the power of love, you may spend a string on someone that you're smitten with, which I think you said is everyone. I think you hit the bingo, to use one of their playbook moves.
I will actually do that because I think I found the move.
Okay,
I
so
will
tell me
say,
what you're doing. To do the thing, you gotta do the thing.
by the power of all the love in my heart, I am and always will be a magical girl. And I love my sisters. You will let Aura go. And my eyes turn pink as I use Fool's Rush In. When I vault into a situation without forethought and wind up way over my head. Oh shit! Oh, okay. I give someone dangerous to me a string, mark XP, and take +1 forward to defy disaster, which is not what I'm doing because I'm just a dumb bitch.
Is there another move that you can do?
Is there?
Do you have a villainous past?
I could.
Would you like to talk to animals?
I can't anything. I can't do anything with Sunny.
So you're just trying to turn that 9 into a 10?
I'm literally just trying to turn this 9 into a 10, and I
Okay.
feel like I'm dangerous to myself, but I'm not defying disaster.
Well, I mean, you are in a horrible nightmare dimension.
I will say, to make things easier, 7 and 9 is gain a string on them unless they decide to choose one. 10 plus is gain a string on them and they choose one. With a string, you can basically make them do whatever you want.
Oh, great.
So, knocking it up to a 10 means that you can for sure make them do whatever they want. Leaving it at a 7 to 9 means you might get to make them do whatever.
Honestly, we'll just live in the 9. I like a 9. I like a little bit of adversity.
So you gain a string on them unless they decide to get flustered and awkward, promise something they think you want, or give in to desire. Excuse me, I feel a coughing fit coming on. We also, Baba Yaga redeemed full of tarot card. Hey, you got a non-reversed tarot card. You got an upright tarot card for once. It is Luna as Justice. Can you see it? I'm watching the Twitch stream, so I don't know. Okay. Luna and Artemis, actually. So with Justice, I'm going to change the interpretation of 7 to 9. Is what I want to do. You don't get a string on them, but they will. They will sort of throw their weight back and knock you off your balance, and they'll land with you kind of in a suplex sort of situation. They've turned the hold back on you, basically. And as they do so, you see familiar page color, that like off-white, sort of off-tan color of book pages. And text glowing it's a sort of a cloak made of this material. Glows like a reader screen, but it looks like book paper, flapping in front of your face, which is face down, as Richard Douglas turns into reader partisan and says, fine, you want to be with the end of all things? And shifts you over to one arm, reaches over, pulls open the door, throws you into the prison cell. You can be with the end of all things.
Can I defy disaster, please?
And I also defy disaster.
You can both defy disaster, but the other three have been waiting so patiently.
They have.
So I'm gonna let you defy disaster when we come back from this cliffhanger.
Okay.
I'm sweating so much.
It's fun to be mean, y'all. So back in the parking lot of the amusement park,
Doing great.
you've got Ice Wolf Striker in between Solar Guardian and Sparkle Guardian. What are y'all doing?
Okay. Oh yeah, do your thing.
Well, I was gonna say I did get an XP for turning into Ice Wolf Striker, becoming dog. And I decided to use that to get a move from a different playbook. And I took a move from the Beast playbook. It's called Big Dyke Energy. Is,
You have Big Dyke Energy, Eve? No.
Yeah, no, this giant wolf has Big Dyke Energy. When you make it clear to your foes that you are the biggest threat, then for the rest of the scene, whenever you roll a 10+, you may choose someone present to be impressed or intrigued with you. During this scene, when you gain a string on someone, gain an additional string on someone else who considers you an enemy. So pretty much. Oh,
Just
she's
perfect.
scary, and that's kind of hot.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and just open it up by making it very clear that I'm the biggest and scariest thing here. Ice Wolf Striker, like, starts to stand from that, like, kneeled position where she was throwing up. And as she's standing, she pushes the car, and it slides and then just falls onto its side, and she rises up to her full height of 8 feet. And she's looking down at Cherry, and then looking at her hands, and back at Cherry, and back at Sunbeam. Then at the swords, pointed at her. What are you planning on doing with those?
Hopefully nothing.
What are you planning on doing with all of that?
I don't know. Yeah, she's just standing there, like, flexing these claws. There's dry ice fog, like, leaching down her back off of the spines.
What I'm hearing you telling me is that you are enticing. Or influencing with a string.
Who, me?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, go ahead and entice.
Alright. I will also let everyone know that this counts as in the middle of a physical confrontation. So if you figure out a person, you can get, by engaging with them, you can get more information.
Oh my god, I'm rolling shit. That's a 4. So I guess nothing happens. Y'all are not enticed.
We're not
There's no
enticed.
negatives to that.
This is-
I guess we
There's-
gain.
There's no roll in this game where nothing happens on a failure. You gain
Oh,
an
well, there's
experience
nothing
point.
listed on there for entice.
You gain an experience point, first of all. Second of all, as you flex, you intimidatingly, like, pop your claws open, pop your hand from a fist to an attack position real fast. And this flings ice shards onto one of the people who's running and screaming. And it ends up lacing their back, like piercing their back in a 2 lines down their back. And they, like, arch at their back and scream, and the scream changes into something more reptilian, more hissing. as they bring their face down, and it's growing scales and it's growing forward as they grow taller and more sinuous. And we get, after their final transformation, we get a little frame and a little title that says Sea Serpent Striker.
Wait, I can turn people. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! I turned a guy into the world snake.
Does that break your oath?
Oh.
I think that does, doesn't it? I will actually, no, I will not break your oath based on me making a move for you. You have to decide to break your oath. That's a player agency thing.
Because I feel like that was just a flat out accident. Because she didn't know she could shoot ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's also a player agency thing. I'm not going to break your vow without you having the ability to decide that.
Yeah. Two, like, we see that happen, and I look past you to Solar Guardian, who's behind you, because we've got you, like, flanked. Because there were going to be 3 of us, but anyway. And I'm like, Solar, sun shields for the civilians.
And Sunbeam will narrow her eyes. You were never part of us, and you know it. You've always been too unhinged. And Solar Shield.
So that is 100% an attempt to affect them emotionally. There's a chance you're trying to emotionally support Ice Wolf Striker, but I imagine you're trying to entice or influence with a string. Or call in a toxic power. I guess you could be trying to figure them out.
Yeah,
Or even fight. Yeah, what move are you trying to do? You can do almost any move. As I talk myself into you being able to do almost every move.
I want to do what I was told, like a good girl. So that means I want to try to use magic if I can to make a shield.
Well, that's not a mechanical thing.
I know that.
You did that.
Yeah, okay. Then yeah, I want to scrutinize Sawyer.
Okay. This is going to count as engaging them, so I will give you that benefit. Roll me with wit, and if you spend a string on Sawyer, you get a +3.
Mm-hmm. I got a 4.
Do you want to spend a string to get it up to a 7?
You know what? Yeah, I like things messy. Yes, I will spend my last string on.
Ooh. So Sawyer, now all of your conditions hit you fully because of your play with them.
No, you need to have strings on me.
So with a 7, Solar Guardian, you may ask 2 questions from that list and 1 question from your Wicked Heart, which is one of your Truths of Heart and Blade, which I think you're looking at right now, if that's your cursor.
Yep. Yes, I am. So when you figure out a person during physical you may additionally ask 1 question. What makes you feel loved? What do you hope for in the future? What makes you feel loved?
This is insight, so the question happens above the table, but
Yeah.
Solar Guardian does get access to the information. So,
Okay.
Eve,
What
makes Sawyer feel loved?
I think Sawyer feels most loved when people aren't demanding of her but still want her around. Like, they aren't trying to get anything out of her. Because that means that they actually like her instead of just liking what she can do for them.
And then Solar Guardian, 2 questions from the Figure Out a Person list.
Mm-hmm.
And I should mention to Eve, you get to ask 1 back.
Oh. out of
It
that
was a
list.
7 and 9.
I'm having oh, I think I just found it. Apologies. I was looking for it, so I had them in front of me. There we go. Oh no, I did not find it. Can you review the questions with me? I don't have them up in front.
What are your feelings towards? What do you hope to get from? How could I get you to? What do you love most? And how would you feel if I?
How could I get you? Actually, no. What do you love most?
Probably her bandmates. No.
Not Inertia in specific, but the entire band.
The entire band, like her and Inertia, they have like a weird relationship, but like, you know, it's like she loves her, but at the same time, it's like, you know, they got like personality quirks that don't make them 100% compatible with each other. They both kind of know that, like they want to be compatible. It's just something that's never really working out.
It's one of those things that your high school self would have been very confused by. You love each other too much to love each other.
Exactly.
And
but
I guess,
like, if you asked her, it would definitely be like the whole band, because like, yeah, no, she feels loved by them.
And what are your feelings towards saving other people?
That is like pretty much the only thing that she can do to at least start making up for what she's done in the past.
Then there is hope for you.
And Sawyer also learned something about Solar Guardian, about Sunbeam in this moment as well.
Yeah, what do you hope to get from me leaving?
That you would come back.
Well, that's a very easy answer. Nope.
I want more information. I am unsatisfied by that answer. Can you elaborate a bit?
Yeah, like she was pushing, like going back to the moment where the building fell. She felt like if she pushed on Sawyer and guilt tripped her ultimately, eventually she'd have to face the music and come back to us better.
And I will point out that at the beginning of the game, the Infamous must ask every one of the other PCs what they can do to forgive the Infamous, to get the other person to forgive them. And Sunbeam replied, "Atone for your sins, find your own guilt, and then find a way to atone." Just as a reminder. Back in the action. What is everyone doing? Who's doing what?
Oh gosh. So Cherry was like, pull up, your solar shields to protect the civilians, because my little vinyl magic force field isn't great, because that's not my job, force fields. And now we know she's throwing ice powers, and I hear Sunbeam say that. And, like, look to me and look to Sawyer and say, you should have never been in this group. And then I'm guessing because y'all just had that moment that Sawyer turned around and like looked at Sunbeam.
Yeah.
And Cherry's just like, Sunbeam, we were all chosen. We're all supposed to be here. We all need to be here. And we're supposed to be here for each other. Sawyer. The magic has gone wrong. Are you okay? Are you in control of yourself?
Yeah. She turns back and looks Sparkle Guardian dead in the eye with like these weird icy blue eyes and says, "What do you think?" Then
I'm gonna spend a GM string, of which I get 5 in a session, to offer you an experience point to say something more hurtful. You can say no.
Do it.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, okay. I will. Yeah, no, she looks Sparkle dead in the eye and says, "You should know, shouldn't you, Cheryl Jean?" And yeah, I think she's gonna start marching straight towards that lizard guy.
What are you gonna do to the lizard guy?
I don't know, what's Sea Serpent Striker doing?
Sea Serpent Striker is starting to chase some of the, like, is stalking through the cars, sort of sniffing and trying to find the hiding civilians.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I think she's going to just march right up to it and grab it. Just grab it right around the neck.
And
oh, I ain't got a roll for this? Cool.
I'm just trying to figure out what your role is so far.
Yeah, no, she's gonna grab it by the neck, slam it into the ground, and try to tell it to pull itself together.
Okay. So I will say that Jess paid for a tarot card and got the second upright tarot card.
Yay.
The 6 of Wands. Tiferet of Fire. 1 before Netzach of Fire, if I recall correctly. Maybe it's Hod of Fire. I always get those two mixed up. Which was our previous bowl. So I'm going to say that you grab a Sea Serpent Striker around the neck, lift up, throw it down onto the ground, and say, and growl at it, "Pull yourself together!" And then you take a deep breath to kind of get ready for your next move. And as you breathe in, the essence of Sea Serpent Striker flows up into your mouth as you sort of suck back the empowerment, leaving just the scared civilian on the ground as you've swallowed back Sea Serpent Striker into you.
Oh, cool. So
Cool.
Sweet, I can give temporary lycanthropy. Nice.
What are y'all doing?
What?
This
What's
is
that?
this is so far
Yeah, no,
outside.
if she lets the guy up and says, "Get out of here."
And he runs.
Cherry kind of cocks an eyebrow and is like, impressive. So, what else can you do?
So, Solar Guardian, what were you about to say?
Are we allowed to let her live?
Yes, we're allowed to let her live. This is clearly just the magic going sideways. She's clearly in control of herself. What do you mean, let her live? Sometimes I think you don't think about the words that are coming out of your mouth.
I want to see Sunbeam angry. I'm going to spend a GM string to offer you an experience point to be angry.
Yes. She can turn people into monsters. She has always been dangerous. Ever since the minute we met her and you welcomed her into this team, she has been ruining things and hurting people, and then that goddamned building fell, and we've all been running from that for years. And now she can turn into a damn monster and turn other people into a monster. So yeah, maybe the question was valid.
I haven't been running from anything. And I just look back to Sawyer. Sawyer.
Hold on, pause.
Oh.
I have a question for Juicy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to spend a string to influence Cherry's behavior in this moment?
No, the choice is hers.
Okay. Go ahead, Cherry. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, Cherry's very. Oh no. Cherry's very intrigued by all of this. And just looking back at Sawyer, and is like, Aura picked me to pick the rest of the soldiers under their conditions.
Oh, so it's your failure.
Oh, You forget I picked you
I'm
too.
gonna make that a fight. That was intense enough. I'm gonna make that
Oh.
a fight roll.
Okay.
Roll me fight, Solar Guardian,
Yes.
with... It would be daring by the basic rules. I kind of want to make it hard, though.
Okay, then... That's an 11.
Oh.
So you choose 3 of the options.
Yes. I'm scrolling. What are my options while I'm scrolling?
Flirt with or provoke your opponent and gain a string on them. Through violence or cutting words, inflict a condition. Create an opportunity for an ally through prowess or distraction. Or take an object from your opponent or seize a superior position.
I would like a superior position. And I would like to entice my enemy.
Okay, hold on, because you
Yep.
get 2 other options.
Oh, yep.
So, string, condition, or opportunity for an ally.
Oh, shoot, there were 2 other. I guess opportunity for an ally if Cherry wants to take it.
Well, you're opening an opportunity for Cherry by
By
telling her
attacking
it was
me?
her failure.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot, I was thinking, sorry, yeah, no, I confused myself. Yeah, no, I will open up, reversing that, an opportunity, for Sawyer to lash out.
Okay, so you have a superior position over Cherry. You're creating an opportunity for Sawyer to lash out. And what's the third?
I need to go find that list.
Flirt with or provoke to gain a string.
Oh,
Or
yes.
through cutting words, inflict a condition.
Oh, yeah, inflict a condition.
What condition are you inflicting?
What are available?
I already have frightened, so
Angry,
So,
then.
okay, angry. You are now angry,
okay,
Cherry.
that works.
And Juicy wanted to entice you, I think? Or was that when
Yeah.
you were thinking it was Sawyer?
That was when I was thinking it was Sawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawyer, you have an opportunity.
Yeah, I think I want to use the opportunity to kick Sunbeam. Just
Okay.
raise that big doggy paw up and just like kick her square at the chest.
Roll me a fight with daring.
So
Oh, I did forget a thing, I think. I apologize. So while you're doing that roll, Cherry, you get to inflict a condition, or you get to choose one option back at Sunbeam.
yeah.
can gain a string, you can inflict a condition, you can create an opportunity for an ally, you can take an object or seize a superior position.
I want a string on Sunbeam. Sunbeam's
Okay.
clearly in her feeling, and that feels a little like I have a string on you. So can we? I said I picked under ours guidance, and you said so it's your mistake, and I think I just looked to you like I cannot believe you just said that, and then you get kicked in the chest.
Okay, and then the kick. So what's your roll?
Well, I did roll bad again. I rolled a 3 and a 2, so that's 5. But I also get +2 for my daring, so that's a 7.
Oh, hey. So you get to choose 2, and then Cherry gets to choose 1 back at you.
Do you mean Sunbeam?
Sorry, Sunbeam. For some reason, I thought you were kicking Cherry for a second. Yes.
I
Sunbeam.
also thought you were kicking Cherry.
Yeah, no, it's just kicking Sunbeam because Sunbeam pissed her the fuck off by calling her a monster. She'll get to Cherry in a sec. Yeah, I want to go ahead and get a I want to get a string.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm trying to provoke them right now.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a string, and yeah, through violence, I'm inflicting a condition.
Which one?
Are you afraid right now?
Ooh, I think I might. No.
Okay, you're afraid because I just kicked you across the parking lot.
Amazing.
It's a free-for-all. It's when I think nobody's got an opportunity. Oh, Sunbeam had a superior position. I feel like that kind of went away.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this kick puts you into a superior
Yeah,
position.
Yeah, that's valid.
you'll have the high ground. You
Like I
land on
have
top of a big truck.
Yeah, I have a perfect landing on a tree branch.
Right, like you land on somewhere high by skipping off of a car.
Mhm.
Right. I kind of want to go to Sunbeam because of that, but I also want Cherry to be able to do things. So, Cherry, what do you do?
I don't even know. So much is happening. I watched Sunbeam sail away and land. And oh, great. What is and Sawyer's just right there? Large
Yeah.
wolf?
Yes, giant looming wolf. How tall is Cherry?
Oh, like average height.
Okay, so yeah, this wolf's about 2.5 feet taller than you.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know what this. Gosh, I'm like trying to get through to you through the
It's
fact that
also
you're a werewolf.
Really dropped in temperature as she got
Yeah, it's
close.
very cold. Gosh, okay. I'm trying to get through to you that you need to help us, that you need to stick around and be part of this situation because it's not gonna stop. And I don't know what role that would be. Not really.
I mean, that would depend on what you're doing, really. But it sounds like you're trying to convince them of something.
Yeah, which I don't have any strings on
Um,
you anymore.
That sounds like emotional support, but
Yeah.
that's you can't technically force them to know it, right? You can also, I guess, use entice to get a string that you can then use on them.
Yeah, I'll try that. This isn't. I'm just trying to
I
get through
will-
to you.
I will also mention above the table that the three of you can use the obliterate eidolon roll on Sawyer.
Oh.
It may or may not destroy Sawyer. You have no idea. It's
We
also
have.
Yeah, do you want to kill me?
mechanically not a great idea because
We have no bond.
But there's -1 because Sawyer has -1,
Oh my gosh.
and Sawyer counts, and it is the number of conditions that Sawyer's taken will affect it. You want to inflict a bunch of conditions before you do it.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's new conditions.
Yeah. I don't know if this is maybe defy disaster. I'm really just trying to get you, or maybe it is emotional support. I'm just trying to get you to understand.
Defy disaster is the all-purpose move. for
Yeah.
things.
Okay. Okay.
So,
What do I
so
add
do-
to
do
that?
it.
Yes. Yeah. So you're just standing there, and the temperature's dropping.
She's starting to turn towards you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to support you in a way that's meaningful to get you to understand. So let me just try. And
Fun fact, kids, Sawyer understands.
yeah,
She's
And I'm just-
mad.
yeah. And I'm going to say, and I'm just standing there, and like my breath is starting to come out as a little fog cloud because it's so cold. And I'll say, you may not think it or want to hear it, but you were chosen for this too. And we do need you. This is bigger than all of us. You can feel it. You've become part of it. You are more than you were. We just need your help.
Okay, that does sound like emotional support. Okay.
Yeah, let me try to be emotionally supportive.
So- and that sounds like we were rolling with heart. And you don't have any more strings, so you can't get the +3.
Yeah.
Are either
I
of
will
you
have
smitten with the other?
No.
Nope.
No. I have +0 to heart, and I rolled snake eyes. So it's a 2.
Take that experience point.
Thanks.
Um,
Wow.
Can I Sawyer immediately just like backhand her across the parking lot?
Yeah. That
Just wheel around. Wham.
wow. Wham.
I hear full consent from this.
Yes.
So you backhand her. Make a fight roll with a. I will give you a +1 forward from the downbeat.
Okay, well, I rolled 10 +2 +1, so that's a 13.
Oh no. My bones.
I'm actually. This is really cruel, but I'm gonna change what I thought of a better way to do it. Change what the downbeat did, and gonna say, Cherry can't inflict one back at you. You get the one time in Thirsty Sword Blades, you get a free fight. So you rolled a 10, so you get 3 of the effects.
Okay. Well, I want to gain a string.
Okay.
BT dubs, that puts me at 4 strings for both Cherry and
Nice. I mean, oh no.
yeah, for both of them. So
For both Cherry and Sunbeam.
Yep.
All right.
I'm picturing that like that trust or bond or whatever thing is. Well, she knows that she could destroy them.
No
Basically.
threat.
You get
Oh,
2 more
no.
options.
I want to take an object. Can I take her sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like essentially like as Sparkle Guardian is saying this, yeah, like Ice Wolf Striker reaches down, grabs that sword hand, and then does the backhand. Just yanks the sword out of her hand while she's doing it.
Jess, will you describe Cherry's sword again?
Cherry's sword is a beautiful, bright pink, crystalline long sword that you can see the light glints through it. It's got a big diamond shape in the hilt. It was the biggest sword besides Sawyer's. Sawyer had the biggest sword of all of us.
Big deck energy.
Yeah. You just took it from me.
Okay, so it was not made of metal.
No, it's made of
Okay.
crystal.
All right.
And with
one
that
more
last one, want to inflict a condition. I'm gonna make Cherry insecure.
Oh,
So when you get insecure, so as you get backhanded and go flying, your outfit does the like wavy memory thing and changes into a poodle skirt
no.
and a varsity jacket. Your hair, I actually don't remember what the perfect 50s hair is.
It's pigtails.
It's in pigtails. You're wearing the gloves. You are the spitting image of a perfect 1950s girl.
Gal.
As you go flying. And so we're gonna do the string advances and then we're gonna cut back to the other scene. But there's string advances. So you learn something, Sawyer, about both Sunbeam and Cherry that they don't even know. What does Sawyer learn about each of you?
Is there a question parameter or
Nope. Something
just a
about
fun
you
fact?
that even you don't know.
Oh.
It's an insight. Profound insight. So no, like, I may be allergic to cherries, but I still eat them sometimes anyway. No.
No.
Profound insight.
Yeah, I have one if you need.
Yeah, I need a
time.
second.
You know, deep down, Sunbeam has hope for you. And just wants it to be okay.
Oh, that just makes Sawyer even more pissed off at Sunbeam. You have hope for me and you're sitting here acting like this, telling me this bullshit? Bad person. She doesn't like bad people.
It's too much like something Sawyer would do. Cherry?
Yeah, I feel like we did this before. Did I learn something? I feel like I learned something about you. Or did you learn something about Cherry last time? I cannot remember.
I haven't had any string advances until
Okay.
right now when I got
Okay.
2 in a row.
Yeah. This isn't just the usual, like, you know, Cherry. This isn't her usual, like, egomaniacal, like, I'm the team leader, I need to be in charge. Cherry needs this on, like, an unhealthy level. Like, she needs the team to be together. She needs you to be a magical girl. She needs Tallahassee to be a we all have to be magical girls. And I think you see that in just the shock of when she hits the ground and she's insecure and, like, her magic has changed.
Now, in fiction, you have a choice to make in the fiction. That choice is whether or not you share that insight with the tool, since it's something that even they don't know. So what do you do right now?
Hey, Sawyer looks between them. She turns towards the park and she starts walking in. And even in this colossal werewolf form, you could tell she's doing that same almost like Terminator-esque walk that she used to do during fights, where it's there's heavy intent behind it. So you can make of that what you will. She ain't telling y'all shit.
You don't
though.
say anything.
Nope.
As you walk into the theme park, or that fog that only the mystical guardians can see swallows your form, and you disappear into it. And that's where we cut to the moment dimension. That black expanse with a prison door that just had Tallahassee thrown into it. And Adrian is on the other side of the door. Don't say anything yet, y'all. Adrian is on the other side of the door, with Reader Partisan, who's just revealed himself. For the audience who is maybe only getting this through sound and not watching or reading the fun facts, Reader Partisan has been in the fun facts since the very beginning of the show. He is the Tuxedo Mask equivalent, except he was much more of a frenemy back in the day. Sometimes he helped them, sometimes he hurt them. And he throws Tallahassee into the prison cell, laughing, reaches over to the door, don't say anything yet, reaches over to the door, grabs the door, and he tries to slam the door on Tallahassee, to shut Tallahassee into this prison cell with Aura. Who is behind you, Tallahassee? The sparkling, vague humanoid figure that is blinding to the audience watching this. The original show actually got awards for special effects for creating such a blinding effect. The flowers, you're landing amongst the flowers that drip from beneath the end of all worlds form, changing color as they land around you. And the door comes slinging shut. And because I saw in the chat that you actually had a +2 to heart, and you would have gotten a 10 plus instead of a 7 to 9. The door comes slamming shut, and just at the last minute, a fossilized nautilus shell, broken on one side, as it has ripped itself off of the keys in the ignition to the car, slides right in between the door and the wall and stops it. I feel like that's a good spot to end, even though we technically have 2.5 minutes. So, let's do our outros, y'all. I hope, dear audience, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It is certainly an episode which had the most revelations as to what was going on, and in which I was, I think, the meanest to my players. We're gonna say goodbye right now, starting with Saul. Please tell everyone who you are, who you played, what you're doing, where they can find you, and a star for the session.
Hi, I'm Solstice. I use all Nia pronouns. I was playing Adrienne, the Fallen, who uses they, she. You cannot find me on social media, and my star from this session would be... Okay, what would my star from this session be? Ice Wolf Striker. I mean, I love everything that happened between Adrienne and Tallahassee, don't get me wrong. It's great. But how can you beat a werewolf? No offense.
I feel like also with Ice Wolf Striker, like the score changed, the soundtrack changed to just like shitty power metal. Like very, very like toxic masculine power metal, but dykey somehow. Like if Katie Lang was a power metal artist. Cam.
Hi, I'm Cam. It's nice to be here. You can find me playing games with the Streaming Rainbow at Streaming Rainbow, at the Streaming Rainbow. Find us. We're out there making content. Currently on their YouTube channel, finishing up Gillyton. Welcome to Gillyton campaign. It's a Dungeons and Dragons 5e campaign where I play Waterloo Sunset, chaotic, witchy, hippie druid wizard, and my star for this.
Did Cam freeze for everybody?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a perfect moment.
Cam.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
Also, I feel like Waterloo Sunset is the only druid in the world whose soundtrack is just ABBA songs.
mm-hmm.
I love
Exactly. Well, maybe if we put a pin in
that.
Oh, wait.
Am I here? Can you
Yes,
hear me?
you're back.
Here.
Am I
You're back.
alive?
You are.
Where did I mess off?
Just you.
You were just gonna
My
say what
star
your
for the
wish
session is
Star.
Oh yes, it was the crazy PvP in the parking lot of the place we never got to go into. It was, and I loved it. It was so cinematic. The fucking car skip onto a tree, y'all.
I made it through the gate. I don't care what anybody says. I made it through the gate.
Okay,
Dear
that-
audience, I full-on planned for them to be entering the amusement park, at least Sunbeam to be entering the amusement park by the break. That was my plan. My players are too awesome for that. Get yourself some players that destroy your plans. Speaking of players that destroy your plans, hey Sawyer. Or
Yeah.
hey Eve, rather. Excuse me. Hey Eve.
Hi. I'm Eve. You find me over at Lawless Victory on the Blue Sky. Yeah, I don't really have anything else going on at the moment, so, hit me up. Also, go see Monkey Man. Monkey Man was really good. Just a random recommendation in there. What else? Yeah, I think, look, I know it's kind of jerking myself off here, but the Ice Wolf Striker fucking slaps. Like, thank you, Jess, for suggesting Fenrir. Because I was flustered. I'm like, God, I have no fucking idea. I don't want to go monstrous, but then again, because like I don't know, I didn't know if I could like turn it off. I'm pretty sure I could turn it off. She isn't yet. She feels weird and is very pissed off that everybody pointed their swords at her. Like the two people that she actually somewhat is okay with left, with the two people she doesn't like. So, yeah, no, of course she wound up, and fucking Cherry just immediately like, what else can you do? Like, bitch, I don't know. I literally just got this, and also, that's like the thing I hate the most about you. So of course she kicked everyone.
Of course.
Yeah, of
Got
course.
it.
Of course. And now she's gotta solve all the problems and fix everything. Because all these people, they just want to take and take and take and make her. They want her, they don't want her. Just make up y'all's fucking minds. I'm going inside.
I will point out that everyone pointed their swords at you again. Because it
Again.
also happened.
Again.
Second episode.
He hasn't done shit.
Also, one of my stars, 100%, was the now describe your naked guardian form. And watching you completely blue screen. I love doing that to players. I have yet, however,
Just
to do it to
on
Jess.
the spot, because I was thinking, oh yeah, no, he's got something in mind for it, right? That I
I'm too
just
collaborative a
expand.
storyteller for that.
No, yeah, no. Being a werewolf kicks ass. Big giant ice wolf, hell yeah.
And now, Jess, I have yet to blue screen you.
Can't blue screen me, just don't make me make decisions. make me choose. Hi, I'm Jess. I'm art_fantastical on all social media. I am usually just yelling about other people's projects because I love supporting my friends. I am currently on this show, and Eve and I are on a bunch of completed work over on the Ballad of the Seven Dice channel. You can catch us there, where we also have had messy fights in parking lots, and Eve's character also got turned into a wolf in that game. So that's a fun coincidence. So if you love madness and chaos, check that out. It's Ballad of the Seven Dice. I'm also currently appearing on the Graveyard Tapes spin-off story, Queen City Supers, about teen superheroes at superhero trade school, just doing their best, trying to solve some really big mysteries. We just wrapped up season 1, so they're very short, like 20-minute bingeable episodes, so you can get caught up. So because we're starting season 2 soon, and it's very fun. My my stars, everything. This game is amazing. I did very much love Ice Wolf Striker, just because that was outrageous. And just everyone, like, not listening to Cherry, which is good for all of you. Very good and healthy for y'all. Don't listen to Cherry, but it's fun to be a little mean to all of you for me. So yeah.
We like it when you're mean to us, Jess. Especially Cameron. Cameron likes it when people are mean to him. Juicy.
Hi, I'm Juicy Garland. You can find me on the social medias at Juicy Garland or at juicy.garland. I am also part of Tabletop Tailspinners, where I am on the cast of All Our Faults, a Monster Hearts 2 actual play podcast. We are also releasing soon Season 2 of Improv Madness, where everything, including the scenario, are rolled randomly. We also have a new show that we will be announcing soon, so pay attention to the TTN socials at Tabletop Tailspinners on Instagram. I'm very excited for this one. I'm not on the cast, but I am helping put it together. My star, I have too many stars. I think we don't play gay chicken, we play angry, codependent chicken, and it's so good, and it is everything. And I have to say a second star, which is that you made me angry. You made me go angry at Cherry, and it was so delicious, and it was real fun to let that out. And just the tightly wound ball of passive aggression that is Sunbeam is just a hot mess. And I would like to propose that I am now smitten with Sawyer.
Oh, God.
Because I know I have a fixer-upper.
Okay, remind me of that next game. We will
Resolve
open
that
the
next
game.
time. I wanted to get that out now, so it wasn't lost.
We will open the game with you being the smith. Also, I love whenever ads have sign language in them because deaf people are awesome. And the ad that is running right now as I speak has sign language on it. Yes, I think we're unwinding that tightly wound ball of passive aggression, and it makes me so happy. I just want Sunbeam to be my weapon against everyone else. Hi, everybody. I got 19 names. One of them is Princess Tika. I use 3 different sets of pronouns. One of them is Fae Femme Fear, Fae Femme Fear, Fierce Femme Self. I am a aspiring TTRPG personality. Got the TTRPG, got the personality, just trying to put them together and make a little bit of money. So speaking of which, well, first of all, you can find me, all of my social media, at linktree/queermythopoeia. That's linktr.ee/queermythopoeia. QUEERMYTHOPOEIA. Because I'm that kind of Tolkien nerd who really likes his theological commentary on how we are not fully human unless we're being gods and creating sub-universes. Despite me being a pagan and a polytheist. So you can find all my stuff there. You can also hire me as a professional game master at Start Playing. There's a link in my link tree to my Start Playing scenario, where I am running a kink culture centering game of Mage the Awakening currently, called Sophia in Chains, the Sacredest Paradox. And I do have an ad up for a kink culture centering game of In Nomine, called Aftercare, Memories of the Dungeon, though no one has yet signed up for that, so you should sign up for it. But you can also hire me to run anything you like. If you just message me somewhere and be like, hey, I want to play this game, I'll be like, cool, I'll run that for you if you pay me. You can also find me on Singularity Roleplay for Breaking Neon. However, you cannot find me there this month because I will be at Clockwork Alchemy, which is a steampunk convention in the San Francisco Bay Area. So if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, and you like sticking gears where they don't belong, you should come on down to Clockwork Alchemy and specifically Author's Alley and hang out with me and my sweetie, award-winning Afro-surrealist and horror writer Sumiko Salsa. Excuse me. I will be back for Breaking Neon next month. Before then, however, I will be in this show, obviously. And on Thursdays, sometime soon, I will be in a Dragon Age game being run by our producer Baba Yaga called The End of Love, right here on Enchanting Sorcery Productions. So you should tune in on Thursdays and Fridays to see my lovely face and become smitten with me. I also, it's the period of time of the year where I'm raising money for various things. I will soon be raising money for the San Francisco Goth AIDS Walk team to raise money to fight AIDS and support people while we do so. So keep an eye out on my socials for that. Until then, I am running for a Golden Dildo Award, raising money for the San Francisco Leather LGBTQ Cultural District. San Francisco being the first and only city in the world to put government money behind supporting, maintaining, and preserving and expanding the leather culture that helped make San Francisco what it was. So if you want to go to the website that I am putting into the chat right now with spaces, because I don't think that it will like me if I don't, you can buy votes for me for Queerest of the Queer and the Golden Toilet Award, which you figure out what that means. They are $1 a vote. And all the money goes to the Leather and Cultural District. If you have extra money, send some money to Simiko Salson, my sweetie, who's running for top of the tops. I feel like I'm about to cop, so I'm going to stop there. I think we're reading Dork Tales. I'm going to mute. Somebody else talk.
Hey, y'all are beautiful. We'll see you next week, motherfuckers. Have a great night. Sparkle ye, sparkle ha.
Woo!
Ah.
Sparkle Hawk.
Yay!
Sparkle ha!
Awoo!
Ooh.
Werewolves of New Eden.